Welcome back, everybody. I hope you feel refreshed, and it's time for us to start and have a look at our market environment and more specifically the components of our market environment. Now, you should be familiar with the first three components being consumers, suppliers, and intermediaries. In this lesson, we are going to focus specifically on the last two, and those are the competitors and the other organizations. So let's take a look at our first one for this lesson, and that is our competitors. So competitors refer to businesses that is competing with our business for the same consumers or for the same target market. So when we look at the description of the word competitors, it states that it refers to businesses, and these businesses provide or sell the same goods or services. So we are all addressing the same needs and the same wants of our consumers. So what happens now is our business have to react to our competitors. So we want to offer a better and preferably a cheaper product to our competitors so we can retain those consumers. So the second bullet addresses this fact where it states businesses will be forced to offer quality products at the lowest possible prices. In order for our business to compete with our competitors, we will want to have the best possible quality at the lowest possible price. So what happens now is we should always be in the know of what is happening with our competitors. What products are they supplying to our consumers? What is their prices? Do they have a promotion? So it is necessary for us to monitor what is happening with our competitors in order for us to react appropriately. So for instance, if our competitors are having a promotion, we want to have a promotion as well, or we want to launch a new product to keep interest in our business. So the last bullet explains that the business should always monitor the activities of their competitors so we can always react on what the competitors are offering our consumers. So that's our first component, our competitors. Now let's move on to the following one, and this is our other organizations that will all have an influence on our business. So all of these organizations are components of our market environment. Now our first organization is our consumer-based organization. So we abbreviate this to CBOs. We only talk about CBOs. And what CBOs do is they address welfare issues in a specific community. Any socio-economic issue you can think of, either poverty or crime or AIDS for that matter. But they focus on a certain area. I know about a few daycare centers that help mothers with low income to take care of their children while they go to work. So this is an example of a CBO. So when we look at the explanation of a CBO, we say that it is established to assist the community. So they help the community with any socio-economic issue. Now in this explanation, we specifically refer to job creation. So they assist the community with job creation as well as socio-economic development, where they help the community and the environment in that area. So it can be any local organization which operates in the community, and what they do is they provide social services, and what they want to do is they want to help with social upliftment. So they want to increase the lifestyle of the people in that specific community. So as I stated earlier, they will focus on socio-economic issues. And here's a few examples. They maybe will focus on HIV or AIDS, or unemployment, crime, or even illiteracy. So that is what the CBOs do. And it's quite closely related to our next organization, which is our NGOs. So remember, our CBOs is a local community or a local organization. Now, the next organization is NGOs, non-governmental organization. And the aim of them, of NGOs, is quite the same or similar to the CBOs. Where they operate is only what's different. So NGOs are bigger organizations. They also focus on welfare. They also focus on social upliftment or addressing socio-economic issues. But they will operate nationally or even internationally, where your CBOs will operate locally. So it will be in a smaller community, for example, a district or a town. All right, so that's CBOs. Let's take a look at NGOs. So NGOs also non-profit organizations. So their aim is not to make a profit. Their aim is to help the community. And what makes them an NGO is that the fact that they operate separately from the government. So they don't get government funding. They are totally isolated or not part of the government. All right, so what they do is they supply consumers with goods and services. By helping them, they are then, of course, helping the welfare of others. So they will maybe give them food or help them with job creation, etc. A big example of this is Meals on Wheels, Salvation Army, which is international organization which helps communities with social upliftment by giving them goods and services, by focusing on welfare. So let me just focus your attention at this little notice here at the bottom. Remember, do not confuse CBOs with NGOs, as CBOs operate locally and NGOs operate nationally and internationally. So it can be quite confusing because CBOs and NGOs have the same aim, and that is social upliftment and providing goods and services to the local community. Just remember, CBOs operate locally, NGOs nationally or internationally. All right, so that is our first two organizations. Our following one is unions. Now, you should be familiar with unions because they are in the news a lot. You should know unions like COSATU or Solidarity or SADU, which is all examples of unions. And what unions do is they form to protect the employees, and they must protect the employees' rights. So they will address issues like salary increases or even working conditions where employees will work under. So when we look at unions, we will see that unions, or the explanation states rather, that unions are established bodies and they protect the interests of the workers. So their main function is to protect the employees or the workers' rights. So firstly, they will always negotiate for better wages or better salaries or even better working conditions. And if negotiation fails, then they will organize the strike for the workers to go on. So they can also, as I stated, negotiate for better working conditions. And sometimes what happens if an employee is in trouble, they will get a disciplinary hearing. And you can get your union leader or union member to represent the employee at the disciplinary hearing. So they will always protect the worker if it is about working conditions, salary, or working environment. They will protect the workers' rights. Right, so this is our first few components, or organizations rather. Before we continue with the following few, let's take a short break. See you now.